Yeah, I think, we didn't shoot it well, and sometimes that happens, and I always am a firm believer that shot making is a direct correlation to shot quality. Some of the threes we took weren't great. And why is that? It's because we weren't moving the ball very well. We looked rusty, and I know Justin had asked that question, and it looked like we hadn't played in 8 days, or longer maybe. So we just were kind of disconnected. So some of the easy catch and shoot stuff that we're used to, not that we're gonna. I think we shot 20. Not that we're gonna go 29 for 29, but we need to shoot better than 5 for 29. So work to get better, cleaner looks. But the ball's got to move. We've got more connected out there. Yeah.
Hey, Coach. Yesterday at practice, Kate was talking about playing the 4 and how, early in her career she hasn't really had to do that much at this level. But when she is out there, what kind of advantages do you have when she's able to slide up that way?
Yeah, and I mean, desperate times seek desperate measures, right? So we are, we didn't have, other than Emma, we didn't have another, backup big, and that's what I love about Kmart is like, it's like, hey, can you play the 4? Yep. What do you need? Yep. What I don't think we did a good job of is taking advantage of that on offense. They had a big on her, whether it was Stephanie Dolson or Malunga or whatever, and we didn't take advantage of that. We've got to have the IQ to recognize the mismatch. Yes, it's a mismatch on our end defensively, but that knife cuts both ways, and I don't think we used our end. So she can create that with the spacing. And that's what I love about her. She'll play any spot, anytime, whatever you need.
John Davis with the Southern California News Group. Coach, you're going to be playing against Caitlin Clark. It's her first game back.
Mm-hmm.
She just told us she's going to be on a minutes restriction. But regardless of that, how do you want to see your team approach playing, there are 2 all-stars and the rest of the team that they're going to have out there?
Yeah, I mean, Indiana's good. They're playing really well right now. They don't have AB tonight, which, that's the 3-headed monster when she's there with Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin. But they've got other guys that are just as capable to cause problems. But yeah, I mean, Indiana's good. I think the thing that Caitlin helps them with is just they play fast, and I think she helps them play faster. So we've got to be really aware of that, and that's why our defense on, when did we play? Monday. In the half court wasn't bad. It was our live ball turnovers that just turned into fast break points in 3 seconds. You do that against Indiana, it's going to be 2 points in 2 seconds. So we've got to take care of the ball. And obviously your pickup point begins higher with Caitlin out there. She can shoot it once it crosses half court, and she will. So obviously she's another tremendous player to add to them. And the first time we played them, she played. Last time she didn't. So we've seen both.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi there. Talked to Chance earlier, and she mentioned that she felt like the defense came first for her as far as her development, and the offense is coming along, and like she's feeling more confident there. How have you seen the offensive side of her game develop as she's just kind of gotten used to this level?
Yeah, I mean the biggest difference in this level is just the speed and physicality, and especially as kind of a shooter, understanding where your shots are going to come from and how much quicker you got to get there and get it out. And that was an adjustment for her, but she is settling in, and whether it's earned or not, I tell you, everybody in our team thinks that when she shoots it, it's going in. So that's how she shoots it in practice, and she shoots it a ton on her own. So I'm proud of her. She continues to just get a little bit better and better in stacking days, and that's what it takes to be a rookie.
Yeah, Coach. With Kiana, how has she kind of been able to put herself, in this situation, to ingrain herself in this situation, and what progress have you seen from her?
Yeah, it's hard to come in, and the team's already, the train's already moving at 100 miles an hour, especially at the point guard spot. But she's a pro. She's really smart. It's one of those Stanford things. Probably. But, she just has a good feel, and she's incredibly coachable. She has fit in seamlessly. She's still continuing to get better defensively in terms of what we're asking her to do. You know, she's still figuring out a little bit of how to play with the freedom. You know, just the shots that we want her to take versus the shots. Yes, you can take it, but let's wait and see if we can get a better one first. But all in all, I think she's doing a good job.
Coach, Burrell's having a career year, and her usage is also considerably up along with her minutes. So what have you liked from her progress and development this season?
Yeah, Ray's been steadily, you know, I think this was the year where, how do I say this? Like, I think she had, she came in and doesn't feel like she has to prove that she belongs, right? Like, you know, she got drafted here as a rookie and then got waived and then got hurt and or I don't know what order, but I think there's always been a sense of her trying to prove that she belonged, and she had a great, you know, I thought she had a good season for us last year. Finished the year with playing a lot of minutes, gained a lot of confidence from me, but more importantly for herself. And then she went to Unrivaled, had a really good season. Where she was coming off the bench, and then she got the chance to start and took it and ran with it. And then she got invited to USAB in Puerto Rico. So all of those things are just kind of feathers in your confidence cap. And so I think she's settled in a little more about, yeah, I belong here. I'm good enough. So when you don't have that pressure to prove yourself, I think the game gets a little easier.
Hi, Charlotte Moore, FI360 News. Hey, Coach.
Hey there.
Spoke with Coach White during her shoot around, and she called your team still a dangerous team despite with the injuries of KP and Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear a coach say that and still have that type of respect, how do you feel about your team? What makes them dangerous?
What do I think makes our team dangerous?
Yes.
I think it's got to be the sum of the parts. We've got to be connected. You know, we're missing 36 points a game, right? Like, you can't make that up with one, you know, just subbing in one player. So it's got to be the sum of the parts is bigger than the whole. I think we can be a dangerous team too, but we've got to play connected for 40 minutes. But, you know, Steph does a great job, and Indiana's playing really well right now.
Hey, Coach. Drake Castillo with the Mary West Sports. Before the season, we talked about how this is kind of like a win now. Teams shifting from kind of like a rebuilding,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and having all these veterans and having this, I guess, good kind of, you know, build up between young talent and veterans. But
Mm-hmm.
for you, how have you been handling kind of like the pressure of knowing that you have to try and change things around, knowing that half the season is already gone and there's one more half left?
Well, I think, you know, the plan was the plan. We've had one game where we've had everybody healthy. So, you know, that is what it is. And, you know, we're missing our best offensive player and our best defensive player, and we have for weeks. And that is impactful. That changes the plan, right? So the pressure I feel is just pressure that I put on myself to succeed. You know, I'm not online. I don't know what's being said, and I don't care, because I know what we're doing inside the walls and how hard we're grinding to figure things out. But the goalposts haven't moved. We just aren't as close to them as we want to be, but we'll get there. I guarantee it.
Hey, Coach, DJ with Revolt. I talked to Mo Billings earlier at Shoot Around, and she was talking about how this feels like home. She's a California native, of course. What do you think that she brings to the game on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, I mean, she's just an unbelievable athlete, active. I think she plays really well with AB. It's a good balance. And obviously AB's out tonight. But, you know, she's just so active and bouncy, and she cuts well off the ball. And especially with AB in there, if you try to send two at AB, she's a great cutter, offensive rebounder. She can rim run. I remember when I was in the Pac-12 and she was at UCLA, watching her sprint. I mean, there was no luck at catching her. So she's a talent. You know, she's gotten better and better each year. She's poured into it. So she's having a great year here with Indiana.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.
Good luck.
Thank you. We'll see you after.